Hi again, here we are with our science lesson, page 23 of your science books. Responding to temperature. Living things can respond to temperature. Temperature is usually higher in bright light than in the dark. So it's usually hotter in the day than it is the nighttime. Do you remember earthworms? When we talked about earthworms before, an earthworm, if you move a rock and there's an earthworm, it will try to get inside the soil and get away from the light. They do this because they may dry up in the heat. How do we, human beings, how do we respond to heat? We perspire or sweat when we are hot. This helps cool our bodies down. Is heat a stimulus or a response? Heat is a stimulus. When we sweat, that's a response. What about perspiring? Is it a stimulus or a response? Well, I've just said it's a response. Do animals respond similarly? Yes, they do. They sweat when their surrounding temperature is high. Birds cool down by holding out their wings and allowing the air to flow over their bodies and under their wings. This keeps them cool. A cat cools down by sweating through their pores. So a cat sweats through its pores. Okay? Let's just watch this quick little video.
Must have been practicing your dodging. Oh boy, am I sweaty, which makes sense. When your body gets too hot, like from the temperature outside or from exercise, that makes you sweat. Sweating is when your body lets out little droplets of liquid through your skin. Even if it makes you feel kind of sticky and gross, sweat can be a good sign that your body is doing its job. It's how you keep your temperature down. Human bodies work best around 37 degrees Celsius or 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. If your brain notices that your body is getting warmer, it sends a message to your sweat glands and tells them that you need to sweat. Sweat glands are long, coiled up tubes that are in the dermis layer of your skin a little bit under the surface. The sweat is made in the dermis, then leaves your body through tiny openings called pores. You can sometimes see these pores if you look really closely at your skin. When the sweat dries or evaporates into the air, some of the heat from your body escapes into the air too, which helps you cool off. You can try it right now for yourself if you want. Just splash a little water onto your arm. Even if the water isn't cold, you'll start to feel your arm get colder as the water dries off. We each have around 3 million sweat glands. Most of them are called eccrine sweat glands, which are all over most of your body, especially on the palms of your hands, the bottoms of your feet, and your forehead. You also have about 2,000 apocrine glands, which are in places like your armpits, but they won't start sweating until you get a little older. Your eccrine glands are the ones that get excited when your brain senses your body temperature getting too high, like when you're playing dodgeball, for example. They're also connected to signals from your emotions in addition to your body temperature. So if you're about to do something that makes you nervous, like getting up and making a speech, that might make you sweat too. The sweat released by the eccrine glands is made mostly of water, with very small amounts of other chemicals mixed in. Those other chemicals are why sweat tastes salty. Some people don't sweat much, and some people sweat a lot. It can depend on lots of different things, including how big your body is, how used to exercise you are, and just differences between people. Some very sweaty adults can produce up to 2 or 3 liters of sweat per hour. And humans are the sweatiest animals around. Lots of animals sweat, but most don't produce large amounts of sweat to keep them cool the way that we do. Some animals, like dogs, stay cool by panting instead, which helps water evaporate out of their mouths. A very long time ago, when humans were just getting started, they were developing big brains and living out in the open under the sun and having more sweat glands than other sweating, it just means it's drying off before you notice it. And if you are sweating enough to notice it, it's extra important to make sure you're making up for it by drinking plenty of water. Our bodies need lots of water to work properly, and you lose some of that water when you sweat. So sweating might not always feel comfortable, but it means your body is doing a good job of keeping you cool.
Okay. So, what do we do when we accidentally touch something hot? So if we touch something hot, do we keep our hands on it? No, we take our hand off. We move our hand away quickly to avoid getting burnt. Okay, so if something's hot, we move away. We move our hands away. Most animals move away from heat. They rest in shady areas to avoid the strong heat from the sun. Snakes rest among rocks, so that snake will stay inside the cool of the rocks. Plants respond to heat too. Their leaves curl up to prevent the plant from losing too much water. So a leaf will curl up to prevent or stop loss of water from the plant. Okay, so most animals will rest under trees or find a shady area. Snakes will find rocks or maybe some bushes or anything like that to keep away from the strong sunlight. Okay, so responding to temperature. Humans respond to temperature by sweating. Birds respond to temperature by flapping their wings and letting the air get around their bodies. Cats cool down by sweating through their pores. Snakes take cover in rocks or bushes. Other animals will seek out shade, and plants fold their leaves up, curl their leaves up nice and tight to stop any losing moisture out of their leaves. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed that lesson and you've understand. If you don't understand anything that we've talked about today, please let myself or teacher Sani know on Line App. Okay, thank you very much for listening. I will speak to you shortly. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.